And that is how you will be able to penetrate not just the body, but even the mind and the heart and the soul. Namaste, everyone. How's it going? So, today I'm going to speak about female sexuality, something which I haven't touched in probably a very, very long time. I haven't touched in a very long time. But, what I mean is, when I started off doing English videos on the original channel before we launched this new English channel, we used to talk a lot about sexual economics and, other such particular subjects. But for a long time, I haven't spoken about something like that because I thought it will take time for the audience or the guys that we're trying to help, especially in India, to mature to a level that they are able to understand the depth of these kind of subjects or what the actual implications are, you know. But I think it's time that we start talking about these things again because it's been quite a while and we have been sharing a bunch of different concepts and principles, whether it is related to social dynamics, whether it is related to masculinity, whether it is the whole free man ideology that we launched. And I think that now it's a good time to try to tell you guys a little bit about female sexuality in the way that I got this idea yesterday. Because the subject is so large, I can't even scratch the surface in this video. But what I want to address is that the most common conception that all of us have, or rather misconception, is that men are more sexual in nature. And while that is true from one perspective, that we are more easily turned on, that we are more frequent when it comes to the thoughts related to sex that we have, the truth of the matter is, in my opinion, and based on the things that I have studied and in my experience, I'm not going to tell how many women I have come across in my life who have been able to enlighten me and teach me more about not just myself, but even about femininity. I can tell you this much that women are definitely more sexual as creatures compared to men. And what happens is that men do not realize this, and women fail to find the right kind of partner in their life to express that sexuality through. Because you see, for men, the sexuality is more frequent, as I said, that we are more easily turned on and we are more frequent in terms of having sexual thoughts, and women are not. But the thing is that when women go into that phase, it is more intense and it is much deeper than it can be for a man, because that is what femininity is about. It's about emotion, it is about depth, it is about grace, it is sensuous in nature. So it's not as easy as it is for us guys who might see big breasts somewhere, and suddenly we, like, the reptilian brain sparks up and we start having these different thoughts and these different urges or fantasies or whatever. For women it's not like that because they don't work visually that much. That's more us. We are more straightforward and they are more like a wave. They are not a straight this thing. Like, our graph and their graph is very different if you try to put our states of being onto a graph, men versus women. So I'm trying to share this with you guys so that for the men who are watching this or listening to this, if this goes on the podcast, so that you understand that when you finally have worked on yourself through the path of the free man to make yourself a much better masculine man on this planet, then when you come across a woman, I want you to be able to treat her the way she deserves to be treated. And understanding sexuality and that dynamic between you two is very, very important. And that's only going to happen if you have patience. Very, very important when it comes to engaging in that way with the feminine. Patience is one. Second would be grace. which I do believe men should have, no matter how masculine you are. If you are creating something in your life and you do not understand the femininity within you, because as Carl Jung has spoken about the anima and the animus, the both, the presence of both the masculine and feminine energies in both man and woman, but in different intensities. You have to realize the feminine within you as a man, and the women have to realize the masculine within them as a woman. And once you understand that, then you will be able to achieve gracefulness in the things that you're creating in your life, as well as the interaction that you carry out with the woman. All right. So, this patience, second thing being grace, and third, I would say the willingness to go beyond just what your idea of a relationship or a sexual encounter might be. Whatever confines you have about those definitions, your willingness is required to go beyond all of that in order to explore nirvana with the woman when you are with her in bed, which is going to be the sacred space that both of you share when you guys are alone. And for the women watching this, if there are a few, which I do believe so, there are, I hope you understand that we should not demonize men for being, let's say, stupid in such subjects. The thing is that they have not been shown the path that they could walk on in their life. They have not been mentored by seniors the way it used to happen historically, So nobody there's just a very common blueprint of life which everyone is following, school, then college, then job, then marriage, and stuff like that. But whatever is required to make those things a success, whatever is required to pass those things with grace, whatever is required to train and harden a man in order to take the brunt of the blows that come across on his journey, none of that has been taught to them. So give them some time, give them some space. They are not bad. Men are nice people, contrary to what mainstream media or society would have you believe. So I appreciate the support of the women who are here, and I definitely hope that the men I'm speaking to right now are able to get what I'm talking about, because I do think that the past couple of years or the past 3 years that I've been doing this work, a lot of you have matured along with me. Even I have matured. You can see that from the way that I would, let's say, present myself before and now. I still am the same person, but I've just gone through a few more characters. All right. So that's all that I had to say. That in summary, women are actually more sexual creatures. Only the right kind of man is needed to unleash that sexual expression from a woman, to allow her to feel that comfort and grace, that comfort and that space within which she can exhibit grace. That is what is required. And for the men who are watching this, I have told you about the patience, the grace that you have to bring in, and the willingness to go beyond what is just your idea about sex or pleasure or the way you look at the female body, because you can't be looking at it as a body. You have to look at it as a soul, which has a mind, body, heart, all those components. And you have to take those components on a journey, on their own respective journeys. And that is how you will be able to penetrate not just the body, but even the mind and the heart and the soul. Done.